Hello. They're gonna tell people I went live. Let's find out. Can I show the chat box? Ooh, happy Sunday. Where? I'm back off the Rocky Mountain Pro login, back on my RMP Shayde login. You can't really see me because I'm got some contrast with the sun, so that's pretty funny, right? I thought so. I don't feel like being on the ground today. I feel like sitting on a bed. So that's what we're doing, because this is going to be a short stream. We've got our fearless leaders and some of our talent out in, where are they, California? For TwitchCon, which is pretty fucking cool. So they're going to start streaming around, I'm going to get out of here around 12:50 to give them a chance to do that. Is this even streaming? I don't even think. Let's find out. Oh shit, okay. Hold on.
When the fighting is stopped and the fallout is settled, peace rebuild. Not just walls, not just buildings, but hearts.
I'm figuring it out. I tried to change the name. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Audio input capture. Come on, come back, come back, come back. Alright. I tried to change the name. Country Roads, right? Like, that's such a weird song to play. I'm trying to figure out why my microphone's fucked up. I had to come off the Rocky Mountain Pro login and come back onto here, so all my gimmicks are wonky. Alright. Let's see if it fixed it. I'm waiting for this thing to catch up. Like, that's such a weird... Oh, it's still doing it. Okay, so let's do... Let's do that one. Desktop audio. Nope. Fuck! Come on, yo! Alright. Let's just delete it. Yeah, let's... Holy shit. Now you can't hear me at all. Put the blue snowball gimmick on. Let's see if we got sound. Just talking to nobody. Hello! Holy shit. Now you can't hear me at all. Oh, alright, I'm back. Move this back a little. Move this back a little. Welcome. This is Accelerating Shayde. Alright, alright. At least I got the stream started semi on time. I just didn't have a microphone. I need to roll some joints. You guys can ask me questions. Yeah, right? New view. Figured it might be... It's a good day for a change. Like I said, it's... Accelerating Shayde. Let me turn my fucking shit down, because I don't have it on the... Can I... It's the first 5 minutes of me just like talking over myself and freaking out because I don't understand how live streaming works sometimes. Alright. Can you hear your phone in the back? I know. It's like a weird loop. I'm trying to see if I can get the chat box up here so I don't have to don't forget chat box, Streamlab mod. Let's do this. Come back over here. chat box. Nope. Nope. Alright, well, I'm just gonna have to use my phone. So we're just gonna do that. So how's everybody doing? What do we have here? 4 people. Got my lurkers. How's everyone? So me and Geneva, Miss Uburoy Maradre, we were talking about 15 minutes ago about checking to see how the Large Hadron Collider is doing. So I think that's what we're going to do today, because both of us have had strange feelings of dimension shifts. I've been drawn to looking at the chase sign. There was a video that we watched quite a while ago now about this girl being obsessed with chase logos and how they have changed in the dimension that she exists in. They went from the logo being all white to all black to all blue, and numbers on buildings have changed. So I don't know, for some reason, we've been talking about, you pay attention to the things that suddenly pop into your head, and I've been looking over at chase logos for the past few days, and I feel like as soon as I roll my joints and light them, we're going to go on to CERN and see what kind of experiments they've been up to. And see, so I feel like there's been a correlation where they run experiments for an extended amount of time, like a couple weeks, right? And then they turn it off. And I feel like that's when we start having, after they turn it off is when we start having the influx of Mandela effects that we start to notice. Like, I know that since we started the show in June, we spent like a good month, I think, right, going over Mandela effects, and like in that process we were finding new ones and ones that we hadn't seen before, and since then no one's been really talking about it. I feel like we've kind of dropped off in finding what our concept of the Mandela effect is and things that we feel have changed, and I feel like I'm curious to see if there is a correlation between when the Large Hadron Collider runs its experiments or any kind of alternative experiments that CERN does. I know that they were working with accelerating carbon particles a couple months ago, and that was, I think that was causing some shit. So, I don't know. I've been thinking about it. Geneva messaged me about it. Especially the last few days have felt super weird. I haven't been quite right in the brain. Like, I haven't been, I guess, operating as well as I normally have been. I need to put my hair up so I can roll this. I just kind of feel foggy, like I haven't been sleeping enough, and kind of like I feel like I'm gonna get sick. Very agitated, easily blown up. Like I've been going from 0 to 60 the last couple weeks, like so fast, which is not out of the ordinary for me at all, but normally I have a little bit more control, especially with some of the people I've been doing it with. So I don't know if anyone else, my lurkers out there, you guys want to tell me about your experiences? I'm rolling some weed right now. We're just going to smoke White Walker OG. It's a 50-50 hybrid. Any dispensaries out there want to sponsor me, and I'll smoke your weed on Twitch every fucking time if you want to give me free weed, because girls got no money right now. Is it weird that since our last show, I know if you weren't around, we streamed for 2 hours on Tuesday or Wednesday morning, I guess. And we were looking at Skywalker Ranch and all that stuff. And for some reason, like, I guess could it be the dimension shift? But for some reason, like, I'm not. When I think about aliens and the concept of our world being controlled by a more intelligent species, for some reason, like, the last couple of days I haven't been as freaked out by it. And aliens freaked me out when we did the McPherson files a couple months ago, and I couldn't sleep for quite a while. I was having a lot of problems with that. So it's interesting that, I don't know. This is like, it's like mega joint and tiny joint. Alright. Just, I need to remember, we only have, it's a really short stream today because we have some people from Rocky Mountain Pro. We've got our fearless leader, Mercury, Matt Yaden. We have our president, Austin Reddick, and Joel Gessner, Nature Ref, Chongo. They're all out in California for TwitchCon right now, so, yeah, maybe I did. So we're gonna be cutting this short so that they have a chance to get their stream up and rolling for their panel that they're going to be doing with Twitch, which is super exciting. Super excited for that opportunity. Thank you so much. Please check it out. It's going to be, I think, hopefully really informative. We are Twitch's wrestling promotion exclusively, so we're trying to get that ball rolling, get more people viewing us, getting to know us, knowing what we're about, what kind of, how you guys can get involved. This is a movement in Denver that we're trying to accomplish, and little by little, we're getting the word out, and we're getting some fans, so, I don't know. So I got my joint here. I'm gonna light it. I only got a chance to smoke like a bong when I woke up, so let's do this. I was having crazy-ass nightmares. You want to talk about dimension jumps? My dreams this week have been so realistic. So I know, like, last week I talked about having had that dream about the exposed turnbuckle and the rope issue, and then our TV taping, there was a rope issue. So I don't know, maybe it's been like I don't know, man. It's I ordered, oh yeah, hit that bong. Is it still like the little baby dude? I ordered 8x10s for the shows this past weekend. We had Shocktober at the Rack House this past Friday, and we had our last Ramiro show of the season yesterday. So if you guys weren't there, you missed out, because it was a great couple days. That's another reason why I'm sitting on my bed with my little back pillow here, which is probably actually not the best from a posture, but, you know, short stream, so it doesn't really matter. So you guys can ask me questions. I'm gonna pull up CERN. We're gonna see what we can find out. Just like Jiva, it's been so, like, my brain, I noticed it, and it's like the beginning of this week, so I'm gonna give you my experiences with my head before we even go on this website. I haven't gone on it. I don't know what the LHC has been doing, so it's gonna be like a blind kind of like experience versus, like, we obviously can't find a correlation because this is all conspiracy and speculative, but you can always find connections with your brain and all of that garbage. But let's just fucking look. I've been feeling weird since the beginning of last week. So pretty much ramping up to the full moon cycle is when I've been wonky. My brain, I've been having trouble. It's I think psychologically speaking, it's called poor reality testing. So when you wake up and you don't know, you're having trouble remembering everyday, like, life details, like what you do for a living, what you did last night before you went to sleep, any kind of, like, personal aspects about your family, like, oh, are you a brother, sister, mother, father, are you a wrestler, do you, like, you know, what's your favorite color, like, those kinds of things when you wake up. I don't know if other people wake up and just automatically know that what their job is and what they did the night before, what kind of experiences they had, but it takes me, like, way longer than I think it should. Like, the first 5 minutes, I go, okay, well, I'm here. I usually think about what I have ahead of me first, and then I think about what I've done ahead. So, like, I wake up and I'm like, why do I have to wake up? So I'm like, okay, I have to go to work. I have to wake up and stream, I have to do this. And then I go, okay, what did I do before I went to sleep? And I go, okay, I went to a wrestling show. And I'm like, well, what does that mean? And I'm like, oh, that means that you're a professional wrestler. And I'm like, okay, so I'm an independent wrestler, then went to a wrestling show. So then I have to be like, what did I do before that? Oh, I went to work. So, like, I've just had a lot more trouble doing that this week, and y'all can say it's the weed, but I don't think it is. Poor reality testing. The recollection of detail, I usually have an issue with that, so if I get overwhelmed, I have trouble remembering things about, like, it's probably like an anxiety gimmick, like, you just can't, like, if someone's mean to you at work, like, you just get pissed off instead of being like, well, fuck them because I ate a really good lunch and I'm wrestling an attack match later. Like, I don't know. Final lap of the LHC track for Protons 2018 on the 24th of November. Okay. I think I found something. Yeah, I feel like the weed keeps one grounded. Because when I don't smoke weed and I go to sleep, my dreams, it takes me 3 times as long to remember where I am, and the dreams that I have significantly affect my waking life, where it takes me a few hours to shake the feelings that I experienced when I was sleeping. I know that there are people who don't dream in color, which is bizarre to me because I always dream in color. So, yeah. It's just stuff that we should talk about, I think. Dreams are a big thing. I haven't really looked into a lot of it. I have a dream dimension that I've been going to for years and years. Recently met somebody else who also has different dream dimensions and particular places that they always seem to be at. Popular settings for dreams. Girl, okay. Alright, let's do this. You ready to shit? So, let's figure this out. We're all looking at this together. Editor. Display capture. Let's look. Oh, you can still see my face. Final lap of the LHC track for Protons in 2018. So about 4 days. It's a good way to look at it for when we started feeling weird, right? Like Monday, Tuesday. This was posted on October 24th. I'm gonna read it to you after I drink this coffee a little bit. Okay. This is obviously from CERN, the official website. Today, Proton said their goodbyes to the Large Hadron Collider during a last lap of the track. At 6 a.m., the beams from filler number 7334 were ejected towards the beam dumps. It was the LHC's last Proton run from now until 2021. Girl! Okay. As CERN's accelerator complex will be shut down from the 10th of December to undergo a full renovation. Now is the time for the scientists to read the collisions meter to make a first assessment. The integrated luminosity in 2018, or the number of collisions likely to be produced during the 2018 run, reached 66 inverse femtobarns for Atlas and CMS, which are 2 different accelerators that they have there, which is 6 points better than expected. Okay, about 13 million billion potential collisions were delivered to the 2 experiments. LHC beat accumulated 2.5 femtobarns, more than the 2 predicted, and Alice 27 inverse picobarns. The remarkable efficiency of the LHC this year is due to excellent machine availability and an instantaneous luminosity that regularly exceeded the nominal value. And that just means that the things that they anticipated and they calculated for, it just kind of went better than they expected. The luminosity, I would assume, would be like the beams, the lasers that carry the proton beams. So I guess there was less error in calculating how much luminosity was needed, because this is like they've been doing this for a while now. But again, I'm not a scientist. This is not my shit. All right. Since the start of the second run at a collision energy of 13, I don't know how to say that word, TeV, the integrated luminosity was 160 femtobarns, higher than the 150 femtobarns expected. However, this does not mean that the LHC runs are finished for this year. The show will go on for 4 more weeks, during which the collider will master another kind of particle, lead. Oh, that's what they've been working with, lead. Lead ions. Lead atoms that have been ionized, meaning they have had their electrons removed. After a few days of machine tests, the teams will inject these heavy ions, a run which have been prepared over recent months in the injectors. The collisions of lead ions allow studies to be conducted on quark-gluon plasma, a state of matter that is thought to have existed a few millionths of a second after the Big Bang. Oh. Okay. So here we are. This graph shows the integrated luminosity delivered to the ATLAS and CMS experiments during different LHC runs. The 2018 run produced 65 inverse femtobarns of data, which is 16 points more than in 2017. So it's just giving them more data to draw physical or scientific explanations and theories from. 2011, 2015. When did we think that the Mandela effect started? Like, I know a couple of us have been saying 2015. I know people have been saying the 90s. I always have associated it with CERN, like, every time, no matter what. It's just always for me, it's always CERN. So I look at the runs of the Large Hadron Collider in comparison to what's changing now. So, yeah. So, Geneva, I think that our vibrations were picking up the fact that they just started their last run of proton acceleration, and now they're going to move into the ionized lead particles, so they don't have electrons in them. So they're going to accelerate those and see what happens. And they ran that test a couple months back. I believe it was like June. It was pretty soon as I started the stream. As accelerating Shayde was born, they started accelerating lead ions, or ionized particles. So that's what they're going to be doing for after this run, or they just did it on the 24th, so 4 days ago they put this up. And then they're going to run this experiment. They're going to start collecting that data, and then they're going to start running, I'm guessing, throughout the month of November. So during the end of Venus retrograde and Mercury retrograde, if we're going to like start adding shit into it, they're doing that up until the 10th of December, and that's when they close it until 2021. So for 3 years. So how many, for the 6 people I think we've got right now, I'm going to tell you, start fucking paying attention, especially during this holiday season, for things starting to change, like your media. I'm still like so curious as to why this shit happens that way. Why Charles Schultz's name needs to lose a T in the Peanuts creator, or why the Berenstein Bears have like a less, like, why I just So start paying attention, because obviously I feel like I'm predicting that we're going to have some more Mandela effects starting to pop up in the next few months, ones that we haven't talked about yet. Exactly. Man. Anybody got feedback for me? Anybody excited about TwitchCon? Anybody excited about Evolution? Halloween? I'm trying not to think about this shit right now. My hip hurts. Let's see what other articles we can find. "10 years and counting." Yeah, isn't that Geneva? It's insane that the LHC's been on for 10 years. It's been being used for 10 years. I remember when we were looking at the countdown meter at Purchase College. It's insane. Cryogenics. What if each particle they send through affects different things? Like the lead will affect things somehow related to lead, maybe weapon changes or something. Whoa. Okay. Yeah, what can you make lead? So wouldn't that mean certain art would be affected? Because isn't that in paint too? So did the Mona Lisa change after they tried to accelerate the lead particles? That's like, I really like the way what you're going with that. So what were they accelerating? What have they been accelerating? Just electrons. So things having to do with electricity have been changed. So is that why? Man, okay. Anybody else out there got things for that? Yeah, I think we're gonna sit and think about this. I don't even know where to look. Hold on. Not goo. Come on, Bing. Come on, Bing. Fucking awful about that synagogue shooting. Come on, Google. My computer's trying to poop. So what if they've been accelerating electrons, haven't they? Or atoms. Atoms, but that could mean that it could be anything, right? But if they're trying to mess with quark plasma, so the gimmicks like that existed right after the Big Bang. So that's wouldn't that, in theory, Google just won't load. Wouldn't that, in theory, create like so much potential energy that we could tap into if they run that experiment? So like maybe like this holiday season, like the manifestation's supposed to be like on point. I'm just kind of word vomiting at this point. I am so out of it, tired. Google. Hello, Google. Let's hang out for a second. Thank you. Because like I can't, some of the art history ones, like when you tell me about them, I'm just blown away, because that was definitely the area of study that you knew a lot fucking about. So I just, hey, how's it going, sir? Do you need me to leave this? We were looking at CERN. How's California? I got a matrix when they tested which elements and types of particles, and then crossed when they used notes to see if they correlate at all. Oh man, that's like your crazy graph times 10. Because then we gotta correlate it to CERN. Damn. Accelerate. There's a Quizlet. Certain number of accelerators joined together in sequence. 12:50 is good. We start at 1 p.m. Okay, sounds good. I will be off at 12:50. Give us a quick description of what TwitchCon is like. I've been trying to pump it during the stream, but I've got like 7 now. Well, yeah, I've got some people. Everyone stick around for that. That's going to be really cool. We're trying to figure out if when CERN runs its Large Hadron Collider experiments out in Switzerland, if it correlates to when we start noticing Mandela effects or new ones. And they just started their last run of proton acceleration 4 days ago, which is when we've been kind of feeling weird. So now they're going to turn it off for that and start accelerating ionized lead particles, which means that they don't have the lead particles without their electrons. So we're curious to see, Geneva has said that maybe anything associated with lead in this dimension is going to be affected. So things like machines and airplanes, like that, maybe that the engine thing, maybe that was tied with the lead particles when the engines changed places, or supposedly. But even art and things like that, because lead isn't paint. So like the Mona Lisa has a Mandela effect, and now I'm curious to see, did the Mandela effect occur before or after, or was noticed before or after they started accelerating lead particles. So that's the kind of crazy shit that I'm on. So I'm curious to see what you guys are doing. The certain number of accelerators, they collide protons. Purpose of a proton. Oh, I can spell. Atoms are made of extremely tiny particles called protons, neutrons, and electrons. Protons and neutrons making up the nucleus. The charge of the proton and the electron, are they exactly the same but opposite? So they're trying to split everything from them. Okay. Man, I wish I had this growing up for homework. These kids these days don't know how good they have it. They also play a significant role because the tendency for an atom to either lose, gain, or share electrons is dependent upon the charge of the nucleus. Therefore, we can say that the chemical reactivity of an atom is dependent upon the number of electrons and protons and independent of the number of neutrons. I mean, I don't know. What do we got out here? I think I looked this up recently. One, two, three, four. All right. That's what the control center looks like. Not pictured as the portal. No, I'm just kidding. I'm trying to figure out how what we can go with this. Got xenon. What is xenon in? Let's look up. Protons might be the Large Hadron Collider's bread and butter, but that doesn't mean it can't crave more exotic tastes from time to time. Oh, I think this is about... Okay, let's read this one. Man, I am a little bruised. Alright. Protons might... Okay, on July 25th, for the very first time, Operators injected not just atomic nuclei, but lead atoms containing a single electron. Oh, okay. So this just has one electron in it. This was containing a single electron into the LHC. This was one of the first proof of principle tests for a new idea called the Gamma Factory, part of CERN's Physics Beyond Colliders project. Wow, they're just sassy as fuck. Can we talk about that? Physics Beyond Colliders project. I feel like that's a play on Projects Beyond Borders or something like that. Like, come on, guys. Let me take a second. CERN, the scientists are too much sometimes. We're investigating new ideas of how we could broaden the present CERN research program and infrastructure, says Michaela Schaumann, an LHC engineer. Finding out what's possible is the first step. During normal operation, the LHC produces a steady stream of proton-proton collisions. So proton-on-proton fights. For about 4 weeks, just about before the annual winter shutdown, scientists smash together atomic nuclei, but for a handful of days a year, during periods of machine development, accelerator physicists get to try something completely new. Previously, yeah, I know, it's so crazy. Which is why, like, how do people not think that they're just, like, not fucking with our shit? Like, being like, oh, you thought that it was this, well, we're just gonna tell you it's this to make you feel crazy. It's all work. Where was I at? Previously, researchers accelerated xenon nuclei in the LHC and tested other kinds of partially stripped lead ions in the super proton synchrotron, the second largest machine in CERN's accelerator complex. This special LHC run was really the last step in a series of tests, says physicist Witold Krasny, who is coordinating a group of about 50 scientists to develop new ways to produce high-energy gamma rays. Accelerating lead nuclei with a remaining electron can be challenging because of how delicate these atoms are. It's really easy to accidentally strip off the electron, explains Schaumann. When that happens, the nucleus crashes into the wall of the beam pipe because its charge is no longer synchronized with the LHC's magnetic field. During the first run, operators injected 24 bunches of atoms and achieved a low-energy stable beam inside the LHC for about an hour. Then they ramped the LHC up to its full power and maintained the beam for up to 2 minutes before it was ejected into the beam dump. If too many particles go off course, the LHC automatically dumps the beam, says Schaumann. Our main priority is to protect the LHC and its magnets. After running the magnets through the restart cycle, Schaumann and her colleagues tried again, this time with only 6 bunches. They kept the beam circulating for 2 hours before intentionally dumping it. We predicted that the lifetime of this special kind of beam inside the LHC would be at least 15 hours, says Krasny. We were surprised to learn the lifetime is about 40 hours. Alright, so that's kind of crazy. Physicists are doing these tests to see if the LHC could one day operate as a gamma ray factory. Okay. In this scenario, scientists would shoot the circulating atoms with a laser, causing the electron to jump into a higher energy level. As the electron falls back down, it spits out a particle of light. Okay. In normal circumstances, this particle of light would not be very energetic, but because the atom would be already moving at close to the speed of light, the energy of the emitted photon would get boosted and its wavelength squeezed. These gamma rays would have sufficient energy to produce normal matter particles such as quarks, electrons, and even muons. Because matter and energy are two sides of the same coin. These high-energy gamma rays would transform into massive particles and could even morph into new kinds of matter, such as dark matter. Okay. They could also be the source for new types of particle beams, such as a muon beam. So they're looking for new sources of energy and trying to make dark matter. This is what we didn't want them to do, right? I'm pretty sure, Geneva, we were talking about how we didn't want this to happen like 15 years ago. Like, please don't make dark matter. Okay. But hey, man, maybe that's how we accelerate our, just exponentially shoot off into space, like, but legitimately. I don't know. Even though this is still a long way off, the tests this week were an important first step in seeing what is possible. The beam lifetime really exceeded our predictions, said Krasny. Now the question is if we can preserve the same beam lifetime at a higher intensity by optimizing the collimator settings, which were set up for protons during the special runs. So they've done lead, atom on atom, and xenon. Yeah, please don't break the laws of physics. That's all we really want. Where are we right now? Xenon. Oh, dude. Alright, I looked up what xenon is used for. First thing, xenon is used in photographic flashes and high-pressure arc lamps for motion picture projection, and in high-pressure arc lamps to produce ultraviolet light. It's used in instruments for radiation detection, neutron and X-ray counters, and bubble chambers. So... it's used in lights. It's used in like movie things having to do with movies, so motion picture projection. Okay, just like I guess projecting the movies. Man, pretty sure xenon isn't it in cars too? Photographic flash lamps. It's also as a general anesthetic. I don't know, man. The first... I don't know. I got nothing for you. I gotta stand up for a second. So definitely not doing this setting anymore because I can't stretch my leg out. You guys see me? Alright, let's turn this down. We got like 7 minutes before we gotta go, so let's just hang out. I have my other joint we can smoke together. Close that down. There we go. So I was gonna try and do a special Halloween edition with one half of the JCW Tag Team champions, but I believe he's going to be out defending his championship, so it can't happen this week. So we're gonna try and maybe do a delayed Halloween or Samhain edition. But please come hang out with me. We'll probably do like ghost stories and stuff like that because we will be streaming the moment that Samhain begins. So the day that the veil is the most thin. So we will not be we're not doing no seances or nothing, but we can talk about different stuff. I'll figure out something fun to talk about, but it'll be pagan related. It's the pagan New Year is Samhain, which is October 31st. So let's do it up. I'm gonna see if I can come up with some stuff while I'm at work later. So we're gonna do that. Stick around to watch the panel with some of our superstars or stars. I don't know why I say superstars. It's because we're all super. We have Mercury, Matt Shayde, and Austin Reddick, Joel Gessner, Chongo Bronson. I think I'm missing Tremaine Island. Right? Is that everybody? I don't want to forget everyone. I don't want no heat with anybody. Love you all. But, so yeah, they're out in California for TwitchCon doing a panel that's going to be streaming at 1 o'clock, so you guys have to stick around for that. Do it. Yeah, definitely gonna have to research some xenon. curious, though, because remember that show Xenon Girl of the 21st Century or whatever on Disney Channel? I wonder if she's got Mandela effects because her name is involved. I don't know. I'm just grasping at straws at this point. Ask me questions. 4 more minutes. What else can I promote? Chongo Don't Show Wednesdays at 9:30, but it's like the most over show on Twitch, our Twitch channel, so they don't really need me to promote them. Watch me Sundays at noon and Tuesdays/Wednesdays at midnight, so depending on what your view of time is. It's technically Wednesday at midnight. If it's late Tuesday night if you want to stay up late. Need to like in cross post and reform on to really shine out and check. Yeah, see? It's possible. Let me tell you about how not excited I am to go to work in an hour. You know, but it is what it is. What else? Rocky Mountain Pro shows. We're done until we have the quarry. I don't know. Look it up at rmpwrestling.com. Boom! Tell your friends if you guys want to learn to wrestle or any of the aspects of professional wrestling in the business to check out Mercury Pro Wrestling Academy. I highly, highly recommend it. Check out our Twitch page for our full schedule on our Twitch streams. This has been Accelerating Shayde. My name is Shayde. I'm a Rocky Mountain Pro Lockette. You can catch me on last night's edition of Rocky Mountain Pro Ignition. Stay tuned. I also wrestle for Primos the first Sunday of every month down at the Watering Bowl. What if was using photography or like maybe X-rays expose something for some people to save some of them mailing to another famous names? It's possible, like that woman who died twice. And we've shown the 2 different obituaries for the same woman, but different details have changed. That's so weird. Maybe. And maybe why is there one where I feel like Tesla has one? I don't know why. I don't remember tunnels being involved ever. But I also am naive as fuck about that stuff. So maybe I just didn't know. I don't remember tunnels being involved with Tesla. And now there are tunnels. I'm not mad at it. I'm just mad at myself for not knowing. Okay, I have to go in 1 minute, so I'm going to start closing down now. But thank you for hanging out, everybody, and I will see you on Tuesday, late Tuesday night, so 11 Pacific, midnight Wednesday for Mountain Standard Time, and 2 a.m. Eastern, so it's a weird time. But come hang out with me, and stick around for the TwitchCon stream with our Rocky Mountain Pro people. So, enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and manifest some fucking joy. That's all I'm saying.